Well, Matt, it's been a while since I've sent you here, and I was just talking with your doctors. They tell me your condition's only worsened since you've been put here. What's going on? They forced me to watch season 2 of Beastars. Who made you watch season 2? The furries? That makes sense. Okay, well, you've explained season 1 to me already, so why don't you try to explain season 2 to me and maybe we can figure out how to fix this.
Spoilers ahead for Beastars Season 2. The season starts when Jack, a dog and Legoshi's best friend, finds a monster in Tem's memorial site. Tem is the student who got murdered in Season 1, but their murder was never solved. Apparently, this monster has been roaming the halls, and the students believe it to be the ghost of Tem. Legoshi seems to be the only one who can hear the ghost, and he hears a rattling sound and believes that this is the ghost trying to communicate with him. Meanwhile, Louis returns to the school to announce his resignation. How might this be, you may ask? Well, we later find out that he's now the leader of the Shishigumi, the organization that kidnapped Haru in Season 1. The ghost reveals herself to Legoshi, revealing herself to be a rattlesnake who is apparently also the only security guard the school has. The snake reveals she has been stalking Legoshi, but Legoshi doesn't care at all and is more concerned with the fact he has laundry to do. Duh. The rattlesnake expresses interest in Legoshi's joints and fur, claiming
You'd gotten all fired up over that promiscuous little dwarf rabbit with the innocent childlike face of hers. Yeah, that's exactly what turns you on. You're a vicious, perverted wolf, and that's why you fascinate me.
She asks Legoshi to find Tem's killer. That's right, finally the murder actually matters! Anyway, Legoshi agrees and starts his investigation. Bill the tiger learns that Legoshi is looking for the killer and gets angry, almost leading to a fight between the two. However, with Louis gone, the show decides it needs to fill the power bottom shaped hole he left in our hearts. So it introduces a new power bottom, Pina. Pina comes in and breaks the fight up, calling Legoshi a doggy. Legoshi is clearly in love with the new twink. We cut to when Louis was begging to be in at the end of the first season. But the Shishigumi decides to hold a vote, and he is elected to be in charge of the Shishigumi now. However, there is one catch. He needs to eat meat. Louis agrees and eats the meat and demands more.
Delicious! Bring me more!
Wait, so they forced a herbivore to eat meat. So is meat just meat? Because in season 1 it was being used as a metaphor for drugs. And here it's just being used as meat.
The show uses meat for many different purposes. Throughout season 1, it's mostly used as a reference and a metaphor towards drugs and drug abuse. Meanwhile, in season 2, it jumps from drugs to being just meat to being a metaphor for sex and sex crimes. But enough about that, onto the story. Meanwhile, Pina calls all the carnivores ugly and Legoshi meditates. Pina grabs Legoshi and is fascinated by his scars. Legoshi, in the hopes of finding out who killed Tem, goes to a carnivore meeting where he declares he is a virgin and he's proud.
My memories of that special night are satisfying enough for me to go on living as a virgin forever! Dude, seriously?
After doing so, Legoshi realizes he has a cold, so he meets up with Haru. Legoshi goes in to give Haru a kiss, but asks Haru,
You still have feelings for Louis?
Why would he do that? Also, who's he and has he always been here?
Don't worry about him too much, he's cringe. He shows up and tries to make everything awkward every now and then. Haru is confused, but Legoshi leaves, telling her he will protect her from afar. And that's the last we see of Haru for a while.
Wait, what? I thought Haru was one of the main characters in the show.
Don't worry about it. Anyway, Legoshi gets jumped, but he doesn't know by who because he can't smell due to his convenient cold. Legoshi gets blindfolded by the assailant, but quickly realizes that this is the person who killed Tem. Upon realizing that this is the killer, Legoshi decides that now is the time to fight. I mean, kiss him! I guess we're kissing him now.
To me. Give it to me. Your saliva.
What?
Yeah. Legoshi even mentions that this is his first kiss.
If I knew I'd go like this, I would have made sure my first kiss was with Haru instead.
Legoshi calls Jack from before to come help. Jack arrives and helps Legoshi out of his bounds, and Legoshi tells Jack he is leaving school for a while. Legoshi goes to the black market and finds Gohan the panda from season 1. He asks him to train him, and after a few asks, Goen reluctantly agrees on the condition that Legoshi helps work for the clinic. Goen tells Legoshi to sit in the RoboChair 9000, and then Goen attacks him. Later, Louis has dinner with the rest of the Shishigumi, and Louis throws up the meat. A lion named Ibuki, and also one of Louis' close friends, offers him some vegetables. Jack tells the students that Legoshi won't be back to the school for a while. Meanwhile, Legoshi comes back to the school, but he's whitewashed. I guess?
What?
Now that his fur is pure white, the drama club suddenly have a lot of questions for him. He comes up with an excuse and tells everyone he won't be at the school on nights. Later, Legoshi is tortured by being sat in front of a slab of meat. He's doing this to overcome his desire to eat meat. Legoshi does a good job at fighting his instincts, and Gohan tells him that carnivores need protein to grow strong. Legoshi says, "Nuh-uh," and the next day, Pina teases Legoshi's taste buds.
Do you want to eat me?
Legoshi runs away. Legoshi tries to figure out who the killer is. His only clue, the saliva from the first kiss he had. He asks to see Juno's mouth.
I'm not gonna open my mouth just because you ask!
And Juno falls for him immediately.
That does it. I surrender, Legoshi. Do with me what you will.
Legoshi doesn't care about this, though. Later, Legoshi goes through his training again. This time, he touches the meat. He's overcome his urges to eat the meat. He goes to bury the meat in graves with the names of who the meat originally was. The next day, Haru and Legoshi talk, and things aren't going too well between them. Haru thinks Legoshi is distant, and this causes tension between them. Legoshi realizes this is a lost cause and goes to break. What do you mean he asked to marry her?
I don't think this is gonna work out. I think we should get married instead.
What?
Haru gets confused by this and leaves. Later, in Drama Club, the carnivores play a game called Jaw Wars. Legoshi is against the idea at first, but thinks playing would help figure out who the killer is, because he'll be able to taste the saliva on the rope and compare it to the saliva of the person he kissed. But Legoshi ends up getting walked like a dog as he realizes his training has diminished his jaw strength. He can't even bite into an apple anymore. While the others compete, Legoshi gets freaky and tastes everything in the boys' locker room. This show without context must be a fever dream.
Even with the context, it's a fever dream.
He finds whatever the hell this is, and he hears a scream. A student's arm got ripped clean off! The student asks Legoshi to take him to the nurse. Legoshi carries him to the nurse's office, and another student, Riz, who is a bear, brings the arm. After delivering the arm and the student to the nurse, Legoshi tells Riz that he knows he was the one who murdered Tem. I guess he figured it out by tasting whatever the fuck this is. Riz threatens Legoshi, but Pina arrives just in time and de-escalates things. The three chat, and Legoshi and Pina practically blackmail Riz, and we learn that bears have to be put on muscle suppressants due to their natural size and strength. We see the events of Tem's murder, and we learn that the two were actually friends. Tem was the only one who saw Riz for who he was. One day, Riz stopped taking his medicine, and things led to Riz eating Tem. Riz remembers the moment vividly and wants to keep the moment as perfect as he remembers it. Later, Legoshi is muzzled by Gohan and is sent to capture a meat-addicted hyena for the clinic. Legoshi goes in and wins the fight with ease. Meanwhile, the school also announces segregation will be happening between the herbivores and the carnivores. Juno thinks everyone is crazy for not liking segregation and wonders what's wrong with segregation.
Are they crazy? What's wrong with segregation?
Juno sees Haru and decides to follow her for some reason. Haru gives her a creepy smile and takes Juno to the shed.
It's a beautiful cream color. I want to see how far it goes.
Wait, wrong season, my bad. Juno realizes that Legoshi is attracted to Haru due to a protective instinct he has over Haru. We learn that Legoshi has a scent database in his mind of every animal he has ever met, and the easiest scent for him to recall is not Haru's, it's actually Louis'. Legoshi gets into a fight with two meat-addicted carnivores, but easily defeats them both, capturing them for the clinic. Legoshi gets captured by the Shishigumi again, but since he's been whitewashed, they don't remember him. Louis, however, immediately realizes his boyfriend, and Legoshi also realizes Louis, and his tail wags. He tells them that his name is Haru-O. Best name ever, such a smart puppy here. The two lovers share a hug. Legoshi tells him he wants to run away with him, just the two of them. You cannot tell me they aren't gay. Just then, the Shishigumi pull guns on Legoshi. Legoshi takes them out with ease and tells Louis that he knows who killed Tem.
Recently, I've been looking into who killed Tem. I found him.
What?
Legoshi then jumps off the roof. Later, Legoshi is sleeping and gets woken up by Haru.
The real one!
Haru tells Legoshi she loves him. They love each other so much that she makes the exact same mistake he did earlier and brings up Louis.
I love you.
What?
I love you.
You what?
And the more I fall in love with you, the more I worry about Louis.
What?
In the bathroom, Pina is interrupted by Riz, who hits on him. After being used by Riz, Pina collapses on the floor of the bathroom in relief. Later, Pina tells Legoshi that he placed a note in Riz's locker. Legoshi, scared of escalation, runs to grab the note, but is stopped by Riz, who believes he was the one who placed the note there and is using Pina's name to anger him. The two get into a brawl and things lead to the bathroom. The two trade blows, scarring Legoshi's eye. The two get interrupted and agree to carry on the fight on New Year's Eve. Legoshi tells Goen about this and explains he wishes there was a way to get stronger immediately, but he also realizes that that would be too convenient. Goen says, "I have too convenient right here." As Legoshi is about to eat a bug alive, Goen explains that the protein should help him grow stronger, but most people don't eat bugs due to the guilt of taking another's life. Legoshi eats the bug and has a fever dream. He sees the bug in its next stage of life, as a moth. Legoshi, overcome with guilt, begs it to chastise him. Legoshi is sad and wishes he was an insect. Life would be so much easier for him if he was. The moth explains that Legoshi and the moth are now one, and Legoshi wakes up, and the act of doing bugs has turned him gray again. But Gohan likes white Legoshi, and Legoshi runs away. Louis goes to a bar with Ibuki, and Legoshi decides that he wants to be Legoshi now, so he goes to the bar to request Louis' companionship at the fight. He wants Louis to watch. Louis is shocked at Legoshi's new appearance, and Ibuki is disappointed in Louis' taste in women.
Boss is an 18-year-old male, and it's certainly not my place to pry into his personal life. But that is one unattractive woman.
Legoshi explains to Louis that Riz was the killer and the two will fight. Louis says the only reasonable thing in this situation, call the damn police.
Just call the goddamn police.
Legoshi says no. Meanwhile, Riz kidnaps Pina. Louis, back at the Shishigumi hideout, realizes, finally, that he loves carnivores and he loves Legoshi. Louis tells Ibuki he is leaving the Shishigumi, and that he wants to watch his friend fight. Ibuki decides to take Louis, but threatens Louis, causing short tension. Ibuki goes to eat Louis, but is dealt with by another lion, who Ibuki told to end him if he ever tried to harm Louis. The lion tells Louis never to return to the black market. Meanwhile, at the fight, Riz tells Legoshi that he ate Pina in an attempt to anger Legoshi, but Legoshi can smell Pina blocks away. The fight between Legoshi and Riz starts, but Legoshi is outmatched and gets beaten up. A lot. Legoshi apparently enjoys this and goes into this pose. And the two take a break from the fight and talk, and how he has romanticized the devouring, and how he believes everyone deep inside is a monster. Riz continues the fight only to be immediately stopped by Louis. Riz goes to attack Louis, but puppy boy Legoshi stops him, taking Louis away. The two talk for a bit, and Louis is sad that Legoshi might die tonight. Louis starts crying when Legoshi is about to leave. Legoshi agrees to stay a bit longer with Louis. Louis explains if he wants to win the fight, Legoshi will need to do something drastic.
I want you to eat me. Eat me and find the strength to fight.
Legoshi says no, I won't do that, but Louis' tender parts are too much to resist.
If I eat you, it's because I want to eat you.
So Legoshi eats his leg. Legoshi returns to the fight stronger than ever. Riz is surprised Legoshi actually ate Louis, but Legoshi explains Louis is still alive. Louis has one leg now and is cheering Legoshi on from the side. Riz, being introduced to the concept of consent, accepts defeat, and Legoshi tells Louis,
I'm glad my first and last time eating meat was you.
The police arrive and arrest them both and take Louis to the hospital. Legoshi, after everyone testifies, is let go, but is told his life will be harder now that he has a record. And that's Beastars Season 2.
Okay, who is that and where did they come from?
That's the good writing. He comes out and destroys whatever messed up stuff Cringe does to this show. Because believe it or not, this show still has incredible writing. There is a lot of really good storytelling here. Earlier on in the story, when Legoshi gets the cold, he finds out he has the cold at the carnivore meeting. The same meeting that Riz is at the time. That's how Riz knew to attack Legoshi, and how he knew Legoshi wouldn't find out who he was. My first watch through, I thought it was awfully convenient how the killer just happened to attack at the right time, but no. It's exactly planned via the story, and it makes sense in a storytelling way. We also learn a lot more about the relationship between the carnivores and the herbivores this season. One of the most interesting things we learn about this is that along with the primal instinct of wanting to eat herbivores, carnivores also possess a natural protective instinct over herbivores. Not only does Juno realize this when trying to figure out why Legoshi loves Haru so much, the Shishigumi realize this when referring to Louis. Their relationship with Louis got stronger because they had something to protect. Still highly recommend the show. It's an amazing TV show. The writing is amazing, no matter how cringy it is at times. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you leave a like and comment something. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, everybody.